Actor Wesley Snipes didn't walk the red carpet in Ocala today, but walked into the federal courthouse. Would you believe this giant sloth roamed the land several million years ago right here in north central Florida? And this 3-ton guy was found in Newberry. Many new computers come with webcams already installed, and while you use your webcam for personal purposes, unless you remember to turn your computer off, you could be more vulnerable to outsiders who want to peek in. That's right, Amanda. This shelter, which has been operating as a special needs shelter, has been open since 10 a.m. on Thursday. But depending on how severe the storm is in our area, those shelters may close. But we'll have more details on that later on. Since the December murder of his daughter Heather and granddaughter Kira, Robert Radcliffe is making his plea to anyone with clues that could lead to their killer.
If that individual could kill a 6-year-old child and a woman, 28, that's horrible. We need to catch that individual.
The burned remains of the home where Heather and Kira perished is still boarded up since their death just days before Christmas. But today they opened the doors to take us through the steps of their investigation.
Detectives come in, we take a look at the way things were found, and then we start analyzing.
Nixon explains that unlike TV crime shows, the reality of collecting and analyzing evidence is a time-consuming process.
DNA does not come back in 15 minutes. Lucky to get it in 15 months.
It is believed that the perpetrator first shot Radcliffe before finally setting the house ablaze. So it is believed that the second fire started here, was set here.
That's correct.
Where was Kira found?
Kira was in the living room.
Now, to move forward, police need more details.
Truth of the matter is, it's very basic investigation. All we need is for people to talk. Bottom line, that's it.
For a father who lost his child, tips, he says, will not bring them back, but it may bring justice.
And if anybody knows anything about the situation, as hard as it might be for you to proceed forward to help the police, please do so.
This tsunami was a catastrophe, a higher level. This is apocalyptic.
At Miami International Airport, Haitian Americans are still coming in 11 days after the earthquake. The scene is the same in airports across Florida. They've all seen the hell of devastation.
It's probably a week and a half, or I don't know, 10 days later, and there's still people coming in. There's still people waiting for care.
In this converted business class lounge, Red Cross volunteers and social agency workers listen intently to their newest clients. Only a few recount what they've seen and survived.
I called him today.
First time?
Yeah.
First time?
Yes. They kept calling
each other. They couldn't find each other. Today was the first time she's spoken to her husband. She's just been sleeping in the street.
Well, it's different. I mean, we've never done anything like this.
Many of these charter flights out of Port-au-Prince get diverted from Miami, as air traffic can only accommodate so many unscheduled flights. Just more disorder and a disaster plagued by poor communication and assistance slow to come. It's now up to the Department of Children and Families to get the distressed travelers home. The tickets aren't free, but for those without the means, taking the loan means the end of a harrowing ordeal. Reporting from Miami, Florida, Staceysamuel. It's a kitchen fit for the best gourmet chef. And today, the kitchen at Eastside High School was host to 4 kings of culinary arts. They are from all over the world: Switzerland, Germany, the Caribbean, and New York. And for these students, having distinguished chefs from the Culinary Institute of America at their school is like having Picasso teach you how to paint. And even local chefs came to see these masters at work.
This is a really big thing. There's only 78 certified master chefs in the world, and 4 of them are here.
It's an honor Chef Billy D'Annunzio's students aren't taking lightly. Many of these young cuisiniers found their passion in their home.
My father, when I was like 10 years old, I would start working in the kitchen with him.
The thing that impresses me is that how much time they put into it and like they never gave up.
Here they're learning the techniques to elevate their trade into an art form.
It's not just, putting a pot on the fire. I mean, it's a lot more than that.
From soup to nuts, the dishes are no ordinary fare. Master Chef Solomon demonstrates the art of making a simple Caribbean soup into a gourmet treat. The callaloo and crab dish combines flavors from the East and takes the palate to savory places. Cooking is the best hard work you'd love to taste. Many of these Eastside students will go on to the Culinary Institute and become artists in their own right. This 9th grader says she'll make her favorite cuisine gourmet.
Oh, soulful.
You can take any comfort food and you can make it more interesting.
Staceysamuel, WCJB, TV 20 News.
Push back on, I just packed up. And I had my pistol out. It's chatty.
Last night, Arthur Williams shot an intruder who broke into his home. You might call it a shot in the dark, since Williams has spent the last 61 of his 75 years legally blind.
I've been blind 61 years, completely old. Ain't got no sight.
Williams, a graduate of Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, lives on a lonely parcel of land with no direct neighbors. So he's learned to rely on himself for most things, including his safety.
I bought that gun about 25, 30 years ago for my protection.
Retired from his job as a taxi dispatcher, Williams called the police just after 3 a.m. as the intruder lay bleeding on his floor.
I called him.
After you shot him?
Yeah.
Called us, clearly said, I shot somebody who had broken into my home.
Gainesville Police Department say they found 28-year-old Sevon Curtis bleeding from the neck. Curtis, who has previous records, will be charged with battery of an elderly man and burglary. That is, once he is released from the hospital.
Did he push you? Did he aggress you at all?
Well, you got to push my will in him.
Williams admits that for an instant he was scared, and his attacker, well, he probably didn't bargain for this.
You know, this is the classic example. If you commit crime, you can get hurt.
Williams's gun is in police custody for now, and police are praising this would-be victim for protecting himself.
There are certain times we tell you, you have to do the things in your life that keep you safe, and he did.
It is not a way to get people to love you. It is a way to make a point.
Pastor Terry Jones of Gainesville, Florida, went from obscurity to notoriety with just one sign.
We went from putting the sign up to many emails, telephone calls, and I guess pretty much the latest is we landed pretty much on the front page of CNN.
But some would say it is infamy rather than celebrity that Jones has brought upon himself and his small church.
Using the same types of tactics as the Taliban would use with the Quran.
Neighbors from the middle-class subdivision and folks from across the county have come out with a message of their own.
Me, the United States is based on freedom to practice religion, freedom to do so in peace, no matter what religion, no matter what faith.
And this seems to be true, not just for older Christians, but among young people as well. 18-year-old Taylor Wright has spent 4 days organizing his friends to spray paint signs, asking passersby to honk for peace and tolerance towards Islam.
There's one God, we all serve him, it's just how you view the story.
But Jones says his version of the story is the right one, and that real Christians, including those among the protesters, won't be offended. Many of them are Christian.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that this is a message that doesn't represent them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do you say to them? Are they not Christians in your estimation?
They are definitely not Christians. And that is actually one of the reasons to do what we have done.
Jones says he's a part of a larger growing movement of people who feel as he does.
I believe the sign has stimulated.
But is this sign more than just a recruitment effort, but a sign of a growing sentiment, a warning of what's to come?